I have for you today 3 EQ tips for sound design that you need to know. Let's get to them.
Watch me take control.
And as you can see here, I have 3 samples. The first one is actually a Whitenoise. The second one and third one are going to be samples from cymatics that we're going to use for this example. Let's jump to the first one. Here's a funny tip about Whitenoise that I really didn't know before. Essentially, in Whitenoise, there's every note in the scale hidden inside it. What? We're going to explore that, because if that's true, that would allow us actually to go into our first step and make it happen. And that means grabbing an EQ and doing the following. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a low cut, and then I'm going to do a high cut. Then I can go here to my keyboard, and then I'm going to start putting notes here. And that's a chord, guys. Those 4 notes right there. So I'm going to make those bands really, really narrow. So let's see what happens if I start boosting these frequencies up. That's super interesting. So let me go ahead and lower this down and lower this down a bit. Let me do another note here. I'm going to go with a lower octave C. I'm going to boost that up. I'm going to move this over here. Let's see what happens if we move this around. So as you can tell, the lower the peaks, actually, the more you can hear the actual noise. But the higher the peaks, the more you can hear the actual notes hidden in the harmonics of the Whitenoise. That's so cool. And that's the first step. Try to use Whitenoise and see if you can come up with something like this. And then you can even automate this EQ to make some crazy, crazy sound effects with Whitenoise. I cannot believe still that this is the before and this is after. So the next step, really quick, I'm going to play this for you, this sample. That's a pretty cool soundscape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add shaper box. And here I have a drive module here that it's doing some rhythm distortion to this sample. Before this shaper box, I'm going to add an EQ, and we're going to grab Pro Q3 again. And then there's a low cut again and a high cut again. So it's pretty similar to the effect before, but this one, I am only going to use one band to create some crazy melodies based on whatever the sample is giving me. So I'm going to do a narrow Q here with this band, and I'm going to move it around depending on what I see on the sample. Some crazy melodies that you can find in those samples by using the harmonics. And then you can automate this EQ curve to do the melodies that you want in the tempo that you want, move it back and forth to create awesome, cool effects with that. It's a different way to sound design and getting some textures and harmonics out of your samples. Moving to the next one, we have another sample here. Let's take a listen to this. So here we're going to grab another EQ and we're going to activate couple bands. These ones that you can see here. And these two bands are actually Brickwall cuts, meaning that it's almost 90 degrees. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to move it around and look for tones, textures, or whatever I find interesting on the sample to use it in combination with another effect to create something completely different. After that, what I'm going to add is Shaper Box 3, and I like to play with the presets that it already has, and it sounds like this. Pretty cool. A completely different sound, and if you continue to look for more effects, you can get some crazy stuff. And remember, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any other video from us. And please let me know in the comments which one was the actual tip that you like the most, that you're definitely gonna use. And until the next one, guys, don't stress, do your best, be blessed, forget the rest. See you on the next one.